Thanks again very much for joining us. My name is Rick, and I'm working with the Project Spectrum outreach team today. I'm the strategic communications lead for Move America. We are a nonprofit who works with companies that are looking to expand, or companies, organizations, government organizations, academia, and industry to try to really expand the defense industrial base. But I'm here today on behalf of the Project Spectrum team. I've been working with them for quite a few years now. And I have to say, from the time that I joined Project Spectrum almost 4 years ago until now, this is really exciting for me to be able to show you what we have done as far as Project Spectrum goes, because there's been a tremendous amount of growth. We have taken your comments, we have taken your feedback, we have made sure that we have worked really hard to make Project Spectrum a very valuable resource to any organization, not just small businesses, not just manufacturing, but really to any organization, any size organization. We want to make Project Spectrum a very valued resource when it comes to increasing your cybersecurity, implementing a new cybersecurity policy. Really, we want to make sure that we're putting cybersecurity first and foremost, because it is definitely something that we have to keep our eyes on. It is not a destination. It's a journey. I see that we're getting one question already, which is great because it lets me know if you do have questions. There is a Q&A panel button at the top of the Teams window. Go ahead and type your questions into there, or you can also type them into the chat. We have the folks from the Project Spectrum side, both cyber advisors and our outreach specialists. They are here to answer those questions as we go through, and then we'll also be answering some as we go through the session. As far as receiving and recording, I believe we are recording this session. So if there is anybody who does not consent to being on a recorded session, I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. We'll have to follow up with you individually, but we are recording and transcribing this session as we're going along. So because we have that situation where we are recording, I do believe we are going to be sharing this later on with anybody who attended or registered. So again, welcome and thank you for joining us. We're here to talk about the new Project Spectrum. It is really the next iteration of the Project Spectrum platform. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Project Spectrum, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about it, or you've heard about it and you haven't really done anything with it. I'm really happy to say that Project Spectrum is a U.S. Department of Defense Office of Small Business Programs supported cybersecurity initiative. This is a platform that is at no cost to the user. Everything that we are going to show you today is available to you, the users, at absolutely no cost. We are here to help you either implement a cybersecurity program or bolster your cybersecurity at your organization, whether you're a small company, medium-sized company, large company, whether you're in manufacturing, whether you're in elsewhere in the industry, whether you're in government, whether you're in academia. We have developed this platform with the support and endorsement of DoD's OSBP in order to help make cybersecurity a really big part of everything that you do, because it is imperative to do so, especially if you are looking to become part of the defense supply chain and the defense industrial base. If you're looking to do business with the U.S. Department of Defense and you want to get that contract to do business with DoD, Project Spectrum is going to help you to get the cybersecurity compliance that you need in order to qualify for those contracts. And what we're going to be doing today is walking you through the new Project Spectrum site, all of the upgrades, all of the different changes that we have made. We're very proud of these, and we want to make sure that you understand exactly what resources are available here for you at the Project Spectrum site. So we're starting right at the beginning with our homepage. And again, 4 years ago when I first joined Project Spectrum, this looked completely different 2 years ago, we refreshed the site and it looked completely different than the first version. Now we are on our next iteration, and I have to say that we have worked really hard to not only make this a much more user-friendly site, we worked really hard to listen to the feedback that we have gotten from business owners, cybersecurity professionals, IT people, or just end users throughout Project Spectrum's life cycle. We've listened and we have then put those different comments into action, and you now see the new site in front of you. So we're going to start right off here on the home page with the pillars of knowledge. And my colleague is navigating around because it's much easier for him to do so, so I can pay attention to everything I'm supposed to talk about. And you can see these 7 areas. We consider these the most important for doing business with the Department of Defense and to become part of the defense industrial base. Because again, we are OSBP endorsed. And so we are always trying to make sure that we are helping to build up the defense industrial base and the defense supply chain. So you could see as you hover over, there's interactivity on each portion of the wheel underneath the Project Spectrum logo. All of these areas are clickable. So we're going to go ahead and start out by clicking manufacturers. If you are a manufacturing company, you can come here and you can see right at the top, we're trying to answer questions before you even answer them. In the marketing and communications world, we love to call that the Ben Duffy effect, where we're answering a question before you even answer it, or before you even ask it. What's in it for me if I come to this section? Well, what's in it for you? You can see right here, you've got cybersecurity assistance for the federal manufacturing supply chain. You've got the ability to achieve compliance in order to bid on current or future DoD contracts. Now, again, we put a lot of emphasis on the DoD, but I can tell you from working with different people in the government, if you qualify for a DoD contract, you could also qualify for other federal contracts. Each agency is going to have their own little spin on things, but they're looking for as far as cybersecurity compliance goes. We're trying to make sure that we're giving you as many tools as you need in order to get your compliance where you can not only qualify for DoD contracts, but also qualify for other federal ones. So as we scroll down on this page, you're going to see we're building out a roadmap for you. And here you're going to see the roadmap for manufacturers. And we've got a couple of different areas here. And we've got these nice little videos that are being shown. And they will walk you through some of this, from industry forecasting to prioritizing optimization, and then even the manufacturing vulnerabilities. Inside those bullets, you see these teaser videos. They are a quick focus on those subcomponents of the pillar. So again, as you're going through and you're looking at each one of these pillars, you will see different videos for different pillars, and they will help you understand just exactly what it is that you're going to be looking at when you're checking out everything. What is CMMC? Here's another one, another great roadmap for you. You've got what is CMMC, and we have a quick video for you. We have a video about what is level 1, what is level 2, because a lot of people are starting to get a little nervous about level 1 and level 2. And we're going to go into that in just a bit, I promise you. But if you do have questions, we do have the ability for you to get those answers, and we're going to talk about that as well. At the end of each of these roadmaps, you can see there is a button that says proceed to login. Remember, when you register for a Project Spectrum account, it is no charge. There is no cost. There is no cost to access anything on the platform right now. So we want to make sure that you do understand that you can always proceed to that login and then make sure that you get to where you need to go. Now, as we scroll down just a little bit more, we're starting to see this information. We are drilling into real-world scenarios in each of these 4 main areas of Project Spectrum's focus. We have the defense industrial base, we have small businesses, we have manufacturing, and we have the mentor protege program. Now, as you're looking at this, each area drills into a real world scenario. So let's take a look at this one for manufacturing. You could see in December 2020, there was a supply chain attack that compromised SolarWinds Orion's software development environment. The attackers put malicious code into SolarWinds software updates. Then those updates were distributed to thousands of organizations. So you're seeing that real world scenario. This is how the manufacturing sector can be hit. And we're updating these constantly. We're always seeing new threats. But when we're looking at those new threats, I will tell you, we're putting those out on the site constantly. If we continue to scroll down, you're going to see our latest news articles. This is really where we are trying to make sure that the information that you need to understand about what's going on in the world of cybersecurity is being posted. We have our latest news. We also have our blog posts where we're adding not just information, but also some commentary. We are always trying to make sure that you are understanding what's going on in the world of cybersecurity, because everybody sits there and says, well, of course, the small businesses are targets because they're easy to get to. We're trying to let you know it's not just small businesses that are being targeted. Large organizations are being targeted. Government organizations are being targeted. Cybersecurity is constantly needing to evolve because the bad actors are they're evolving as well. And we want to make sure that you're evolving along with them. We have been working very diligently throughout Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is here this month of October, to put out news and information and social media posts and blog posts. We have been putting all of that information out there. You, as a registered Project Spectrum user, have access to all of that information all the time. Whether it's a blog post that we put out 6 hours ago, 6 months ago, or even 2 years ago. All of that information is still out there, and we always try to make sure that you have access to it through the Project Spectrum portal. Once again, please remember, as we are going through this, if you have questions, you have very specific questions about whether it's CMMC or whether it's becoming part of the DIB or anything that you're looking to get an answer on, you can either ask that in the Q&A panel, you can ask something in the chat panel. We have our wonderful cyber advisors and our outreach specialists. They are on the line to make sure that we are going to get you those answers. So let's go back to the top of the page. And as you can see, we have that wonderful bar that stays directly there. So you're always going to have the ability to navigate to this. Right now, I'd like to take us to My Daily Cyber. So once again, our cyber advisory team, we believe, is one of the best that's out there. We are regularly putting out information about key issues that affect every user in the cybersecurity realm. So what we're doing through My Daily Cyber is trying to give you this news and information to make sure that you understand what's out there. So as we're looking here, we have our latest blog posts. Every one of these subjects is a quick and easy read. Let's go to the one about the CMMC final rule, because I know that's something that a lot of you are starting to get a little nervous about. So as you could see earlier this month, on 15th of October, the final program rule for the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification, or CMMC program, was published on the Federal Register. The final rule is aimed at streamlining the process associated with small and medium-sized businesses in the defense industrial base becoming officially certified to work on DoD contracts. So once again, if CMMC is something that is going to give you heartburn on a regular basis, and I have heard from a lot of small business professionals and medium-sized business professionals and even large business professionals over the past 4 years who have talked about CMMC, and it is not helping anybody get any sleep. I will tell you that right now. It is making people lose sleep on a regular basis. Well, it's all about getting CMMC compliance. We are here to help you with that at Project Spectrum. So we want to make sure that you understand that we are constantly putting information out that is going to help you through that CMMC compliance journey. So again, we have the blog post. Let's go ahead and take a step backward and go back to that My Daily Cyber page. So we have our blogs. As you continue to scroll down and get through the blog posts, again, like I said, you can see how we are several pages into this. We have information that continues to go back, and a lot of it continues to still be relevant. Something that happened 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago can still help you as you're looking into how can my company be better prepared? How can my organization be better prepared? What is it that I need to do? What it is that I need to know? Again, this information is all there for your edification. And then you'll see underneath that, as we scroll down just a little bit more, you'll see the ability to follow us on LinkedIn. That is right down there. There you go. Perfect. This is the ability for you to find us on LinkedIn, where, again, we are posting regularly on LinkedIn. Everything from thought leadership pieces to links to really relevant information, really great graphics, really great videos, telling you where we're going to be showing up next and providing a presentation, what our next webinar is going to be. We've got a lot of information that we're constantly sharing on social media. So we want to really make sure that you are following us on LinkedIn. That is a great place to get information. If you're not on LinkedIn, I highly recommend it. It's really easy to do. And then you can just follow us on social media because we are more than happy to do that. So again, when you're talking about getting that information, all you have to do is really just look for our Daily Cyber. So let's go over to the courses and videos section. So again, when you're talking about courses and videos, this is the area where we are giving you the opportunity to make sure that you are able to access the training materials that we have here on Project Spectrum. Again, at no cost to you. We have our learning management system where we have different courses here. So you can see the courses on CMMC level 1. We have the different controls where you can go and you can take a look at that. We also have CMMC level 2. So if we go ahead and click on the courses and videos and we're looking at CMMC level 2, we have the different controls, access control. You know, a lot of people have often said they did not realize everything that was necessary for CMMC certification when it came to access control. They just thought they had to put someone at the front desk. I can remember that from webinars years ago. Well, we just need someone at the front desk. They never thought about the side door where people sneak outside to take their breaks or take in a sunny day like it is here in the DMV today, where we're enjoying the sunshine. You just want to go outside and get some of that natural light on your face and enjoy some fresh air for a little bit, and then you make your way back in, and there's not someone always standing at that door. There's not someone always paying attention at the loading dock when deliveries are coming back and forth. So again, these are things that these courses will help you to understand. We also have a course, if we scroll up there and take a look, FOCI or FOCI. Now I've gone with FOCI. I've heard it both ways, but this is foreign ownership, control, or influence. This is a new topic that really isn't a new topic, but it's a very recent focus that the federal government and particularly the Department of Defense are putting on any business that is going to be part of the defense industrial base, because not understanding the do's and don'ts, or again, not necessarily a don't, but if I meet this certain criteria when I have a foreign investor, or we have someone from a foreign country who sits on our board of directors, or is someone who is in control of our IT systems, you don't really understand how that could affect you when it comes to getting a federal contract, or more specifically, a DoD contract. Our FOSI course really takes all of that into account. We are trying to explain to you what it means to be under FOSI, all of the details on how FOSI can affect your company, whether you're seeking an initial contract or you're seeking to continue to be eligible for contract. We want to make sure that you understand what you need to know about FOSI and how you can help mitigate any problems as they're coming along. Then if we take a look at the pillars of knowledge. So again, these are 7 pillars that you can access right from the homepage. Actually, now I see 8. I'm sorry. I'm seeing 8 pillars. I think I need a little more coffee today. But we're taking a look at cybersecurity, Project Spectrum, manufacturing, data, business tools, CMMC, NIST 800-171. Again, for those of you who are familiar, the special publication NIST 800-171, this was the bedrock of cybersecurity compliance for businesses that are looking to get into the federal contracting game. And this is what CMMC was built upon. So we have all of these pillars of knowledge that, again, you can scroll down and you can access this information. We are trying to make all of our information extraordinarily understandable, digestible. These are not things that are going to take you hours or days to watch. These are, bits of information, videos that are really going to show you, some really interesting things. I'm going to look here at the kill chain. How many people are familiar with the kill chain? If you want to raise a hand or give a thumbs up, we'll see how many people are familiar with the kill chain. But there are a lot of people that are thinking a kill chain is not something I know anything about. I have no idea what that is. If you're someone who doesn't know what the kill chain is, this is the framework developed by Lockheed Martin to help understand and counteract cyber threats. The kill chain, very important topic, and we're trying to make sure that you have that information. Again, when you're looking at our core objectives, what is it that Project Spectrum is looking to do? We have case studies where, again, you can see success stories pertaining to the utilization of Project Spectrum, because we have had companies throughout the years that have used Project Spectrum to get to their required level of compliance so that they could bid on DoD contracts and become part of the defense supply chain. That is our goal. That is what OSBP wants. That is what the current administration wants. That is what previous administrations have wanted. They want to take all of the innovation and all of the foundation that small businesses can provide for the defense industrial base and the defense supply chain and bring it on board, because that is the only way that our country is going to continue to get better and better when it comes to supporting our warfighters. So again, you can see all of these different levels as we're going through. Let's go over to informational videos. Once again, we are trying to make sure that we are putting out information that is going to give you the knowledge and background and understanding that you need when it comes to getting your company more cyber compliant, getting your organization more cyber compliant, understanding the latest threats, understanding the latest tools and resources that are out there. Cybersecurity acronyms. Anybody here who does any business at all with any federal agency knows that they love their acronyms. The federal government loves its acronyms. I sometimes wonder if they are going out to the store and buying a can of alphabet soup and just throwing it on a table and then saying, okay, that's what our latest acronym is going to be. You really do wonder that sometimes. But knowing what all those acronyms are for is something that is absolutely invaluable, especially as you're going through contract documents, as you're going through RFPs, as you're talking to prime contractors where you want to be a subcontractor, as you're looking to do anything with the federal government and the U.S. Department of Defense, especially, we want to make sure that you know just exactly what those acronyms are for. That is 14 minutes and 13 seconds. That is very well spent as you want to continue on the journey to become part of the defense supply chain. So again, we have these videos currently. You could see that we have 14 videos currently. We are constantly developing new content. So we have a bunch more that we are looking to put together. I've heard as many as 20 more that we're going to be uploading to the site. We're always on the lookout for more as well. So anytime we are working with you in a cyber advisory fashion capacity, we are listening to you. And if we see something that comes up enough times, it's something that we're going to put our resources toward and we're going to develop an informational video for. Let's take a look at our events. And again, all of this information easily accessible right from that top bar. So you could see that in the past we have had these events. We have had different presentations that we have given to different organizations. We work a lot with the Apex Accelerators. Those of you who are familiar with Apex Accelerator, the Apex Accelerator Initiative, you know how valuable those state and local resources can be as you're trying to get more federal contracts. Anybody who's not familiar with the Apex Accelerator program, these are, again, state and local resources that are invaluable for any small business that is looking to get into the defense supply chain or into the federal supply chain. So again, you can see more about the presentations that we have done. You can also find out what's going to be going on. We're constantly revamping and updating pages like this. So we want to make sure that we're showing you all of the events Project Spectrum either produces or participates in. Now, let's go back up to the top and let's talk about our partners. The one great thing about Project Spectrum is, again, we are constantly looking to develop relationships with new organizations. Not just the ones that we've worked with for years, but new organizations. We're constantly looking to broaden our reach, to broaden our focus, to bring more people into our ecosystem, because the more people we can get thinking about cybersecurity, the more organizations and businesses that we can get on that cybersecurity compliance journey, the safer our network is going to become, the safer our supply chain is going to become, the safer our nation is going to become. And anybody who doubts that cybersecurity is not a severe threat to national security, they have not been paying attention. So as you could see, we are partners with the DoD Office of Small Business Programs. And that is where everything started. It started with OSBP, understanding that it was being tasked and that we needed to work on cybersecurity compliance for small businesses. We obviously work very closely with CMMC. This is, again, the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's a unified standard for implementing cybersecurity across different areas. And you can see we've got the levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. I can remember when CMMC was 5 levels when it first came out. That gave people a lot of anxiety. They eventually shortened it down to 3. Most small businesses that are going to do business with the Department of Defense really only need level 1. But there are some contracts that are going to call for level 2 because it's going to depend on whether you're dealing with just federal contract information or FCI, or you're dealing with controlled unclassified information, CUI or CUI. I still have heard CUI thrown around a lot. And so that's the difference between level 1 and level 2. We have all of the information that you need about level 1 and level 2. All of that is available once you register for Project Spectrum, and you can start yourself on that cybersecurity compliance journey. Because again, it's really about making sure that you understand what it is that your business needs to do. If you want to become part of the defense supply chain, if you want to become part of the defense industrial base, if you want to start doing business with DoD, whether it's as a prime, as a sub, CMMC is going to be there. And as we just saw on the 15th of October, they're starting to put hard dates on these things. So again, that's something that we want to make sure that you understand. Going back up to the partner section, I was with Project Spectrum when we then became partners with the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. So Project Spectrum works with several state MEP areas. And really what it's done is Project Spectrum is working with these MEP offices, branches. I'm not quite sure the terminology that they use, so forgive me if you're with the MEP and I'm saying that wrong, but we started working with these different MEPs across several different states because we realized that, again, not every manufacturer wants to do business with the Department of Defense. Not every manufacturer wants to do business with the federal government, but every manufacturer needs to focus on cybersecurity. And it's difficult. We do understand that. It is very difficult when you're a manufacturing company with 10 or less employees. Sometimes they have less than 5 employees. Do I put resources toward cybersecurity? Do I put resources toward producing my products and meeting my deadlines and serving my customers? The answer's got to be yes to both. We understand that it's difficult to take resources away from meeting your production deadlines, but you have to understand that if you are the victim of a cyber attack and your business gets shut down because your data is being held ransom, because some threat actor has come in and decided to, infiltrate your system and takes your business down, it's not going to do you any good. You're going to lose out on that money. So again, we worked with the MEP branches from several different states, and that information is now here. If you want to go down to the SBA next, once again, when you're looking at working with the SBA, if you want to do business with any federal government agency, you need to know how important it is for you to maintain that good cybersecurity posture. And so, again, we work very closely with the SBA. We want to make sure that they're understanding that, it's all about safeguarding your data. It's not just your data, it's your devices. It's not just your data and devices, it's also your people. All of the cybersecurity practices that we help companies and organizations and institutions put into practice not only benefit those companies and organizations and institutions, they also benefit everybody who works there, everybody who does business with them. How many times have you heard that the problem exists between the chair and the keyboard? That's usually what we say when it comes to any type of vulnerability. A lot of the vulnerabilities are happening. A lot of the cyber incidents are happening because people aren't aware. They're doing things that they shouldn't do. They're letting somebody tailgate behind them into the building because it looks like somebody who works there, and they looked like they had a badge, although I couldn't see it clearly. They clicked on a link that they thought was going to be perfect. I just recently heard of somebody who was part of a social engineering scheme and almost bought thousands of dollars worth of gift cards on their own personal credit card, their own personal account, because they got an email from someone who claimed to be their executive director and ended up almost falling for it. And luckily, they were able to get out of it unscathed relatively. But something like that leaves a lasting mark. So you want to make sure that you are getting through and getting that information out to people. Then we also have the Department of Defense Mentor Protege programs. You can see here the MPP pilot. So when we're talking about that Mentor Protege program, it really is, if you are a company that wants to do business with the federal government and you're a small business, sometimes the best thing you can do is learn from a larger company that is already doing business with the federal government. It's already doing business with DoD. Well, that's where the DoD MPP really comes into play. It's constantly matching small companies with large companies, bringing them together so that the small companies can learn from the large companies and eventually join the defense industrial base. But let me just tell you what one of the biggest challenges about being a protege company to a large mentor company really is. Large mentor companies have a very different infrastructure than those smaller protege companies. Typically, if you ask a large defense contractor, how do you handle a cybersecurity incident? They'll talk about the team that they're going to unleash on that cybersecurity incident. If they're trying to develop a security system plan, they have a team that will do that. Often with a small business, there is no team. It's a team of one. Actually, it's a team within one, because you have somebody at a small business who's wearing multiple hats. They're the system administrator. Every now and then they answer the phones. They help, with the equipment when it breaks down. Oh, and by the way, I'll also clean up on the weekends. That happens all the time. So you have that disconnect between what a large company and what a smaller company really understand about cybersecurity. Well, that's where Project Spectrum can come in and help, because our cyber advisors come from those small businesses where they understand how there's going to be a challenging disconnect in the language and the terminology and the infrastructure between a larger mentor company and a smaller protege company. And we can certainly help, as our cyber advisors can help bridge that gap and help you understand what it is that you can do with your current infrastructure that is going to help you become cyber compliant. So if we go back up, we're going to take a look at our info hub. And hopefully you're finding all of this information very useful. Once again, as you're looking at our info hub, these are our blog posts, our news articles. Everything there is easily clickable. It's easily searchable. So if we scroll back up to the top of that page really quick, you can see where you can search. You have the search bar where you can search for the news articles. Excellent one to put in. If we search for CISA, we're going to see all of the articles having to do with CISA. And so this is all of the information that we're putting out there on a regular basis. We want to make sure that you understand that we're not just putting out news. We're putting out, again, these blog posts where we're not just regurgitating information that you could see out there on any news channel. We're also providing that synthesis. We're bringing it back around to, how does this affect you as a small business, as a small business owner, as a small business employee, as a small business concern? We want to make sure that you're understanding that this information isn't just being put out there. We're not just putting links to articles out on CNN or whatever news channel. We're making sure that we're explaining it to you, and we're bringing things full circle and making sure that you have the ability to get back in touch with us just in case you have any further questions, need any more information. So you're going to find that the latest news. We also have white papers, information, and resources relevant to cybersecurity policies. All of that is available here within the Information Hub. So let's take a quick look at Policy Corner. So again, here's where you're seeing what are the policies that are affecting you as you want to become part of the defense industrial base. You got the NDAA, which was how OSBP was originally tasked with providing cybersecurity to small businesses, and that's how Project Spectrum was born. You've also got, so we're putting new information up there. We're constantly trying to make sure that you are finding out how you can get the background of why things have come about. And then again, as you have questions, we're going to make sure that we're answering them. If we go back up to the top of the page, we're going to take a look at the resources tab. This is where you're going to find the direct links to the tools that are going to help you in that cybersecurity compliance journey. All of these tools, cyber readiness checks, training for cyber readiness checks, useful tools for cybersecurity, and a collection of other useful links and resources, all of this is available to you, again, at no cost. No cost. All you need to do is register for a Project Spectrum account. You automatically get everything that is here. Now, as we've been going through this, we always want to make sure that you understand how to get in touch with us. And that is really big because a lot of people have said that we want to make sure that we can contact you. That is where we want you to understand. If you go down to the bottom of the page, actually. So you can see down in that bottom right hand of the page, no matter where you are, if you scroll back up, that question mark is still going to be there. No matter what section you are on of the site, as you're scrolling, as you're clicking, that question mark is going to be there. We want to make sure that you understand that that question mark allows you to connect directly with us. And so what we're going to do is give you the opportunity to get in there. I can't find my user information. I can't log in. I don't understand this. I want to bid on this contract, but I'm not really sure if I'm at the right CMMC level. I want to sign up for the Mentor Protege program, but I don't know whether or not I have the right infrastructure to be a protege company. I want to be part of the defense industrial base, but I want to make sure that I can still plug a USB that I found in the parking lot into my laptop just to make sure that it's not something that one of my employees dropped. No matter what question you need to ask us, we are here to answer. This automatically goes to our team of help desk specialists. They are then going to route that to the proper resource. If it's something technical with the site, I can't log in, or I can't find my username, or I'm not seeing all of the courses that I thought that I had already taken in my personalized dashboard. You can put that in here and they'll make sure they take of it. They'll make sure they take care of it. If it's something that is going to get routed to our cyber advisors, they will make sure they route it to our cyber advisors, because again, they are here to help. We want to make sure that you understand that we are here to help. Anytime you need us, anything that you need, we are going to do our best to get back to you as quickly and as succinctly as possible and give you the information that you need in order to move forward. So that is your direct help area. Again, it's going to connect you to our help desk personnel. We're going to answer your question. We'll have a cyber advisor reach out to you. It's any topic regarding Project Spectrum is valid here. If you start asking questions that are outside of our realm of expertise, if you're going to say, and we've had people do this, we've had people that say, how do I get in touch with the director of OSBP? Very sorry to say, we're not going to be able to answer that question. However, if you are looking for somebody to speak on behalf of OSBP, or you're looking for someone to speak on behalf of Project Spectrum about cybersecurity, we're going to navigate over to the speaker request form. This is something that we recently implemented. We have a lot of times where somebody wants to book, whether it's somebody from the Office of Small Business Programs, whether it's somebody from Project Spectrum, sometimes it's both. We just yesterday, I believe, we had a presentation where we had one of our people speaking with someone from OSBP about cybersecurity. So again, you have the ability to use this form. It's going to take you in there. It's going to get you get all the information that you can give us, and then it's going to route it to the appropriate individuals in order to get you the speaker that you need. Because again, we have spoken to Apex accelerators. We have spoken to different conferences and events, whether it's in person or virtual. We always do our best to accommodate every request that we get as long as they are reasonable. So the last thing, again, I'm going to look at is that sign in and register. When you're talking about the sign in and register. So once you sign in, you're going to be able to go to your account. You're going to be able to see everything that's there, including your personalized dashboard. So again, this is where you have the account information. So you're going to have all of your contact information. This is your personalized dashboard. It is going to show you all of the articles and blogs that you have accessed. It is going to show you all of the training activities that you've taken, the training courses that you have completed. It is going to show you the events that you have registered with as we go through the calendar years. Any time you join us for an event, it's going to show that there. Cyber readiness, that's another big one. When you're looking at cyber readiness, this is going to show you your progress on your self-assessments, whether it's NIST 800-171, CMMC level 1, or CMMC level 2, you're going to be able to access your score. This is going to give you the baseline score that you are looking for to see where do I start at, and it's eventually going to give you the score that you are then able to upload into the Supplier Performance Resource System, or SPRS. And it will give you that score that you can then upload. That will then let you know whether or not you are compliant to the level that you need to be in order to go after that DoD or other federal contract. Hopefully all of that makes sense. And again, if you have questions about that, we're going to make sure that you are taken care of. Let's go to a cyber readiness check. We can scroll back up top, and we're going to take a look at the cyber readiness check. So again, you've got these questionnaires. We want to do some discovery. We want to do some self-assessment. You take this self-assessment. And again, as you're taking a look, you see tooltips and you see explainer videos. All throughout, we are making sure that you understand what it is that you're being asked so that you can answer, because you don't know how many times our cyber advisors will say they come to this and see that last column that says answer later. There's a lot of it. They get a lot of those answers. The more answer later answers you give us now, the less we know where you're really starting from, although that is particularly telling. But we want to make sure that you do understand that we're going to take you through these self-assessments. It's eventually going to give you that score, and that score, which we do understand they are now once again available. Those SPRS scores are once again available for anybody to take that assessment, understand where you're at your benchmark, where you need to be, get yourself to that level, and then you can then take that score and upload it into the SPRS system. So all of that information is available on your dashboard. All of that information is available throughout the Project Spectrum site. We are, again, wanting you to understand that we are trying to give you everything that you need in order to implement a cybersecurity program, bolster your cybersecurity, get your company to the level that it needs to be in order to become part of the defense industrial base, and make sure that you do understand just what it is that needs done, the timelines. We want to try to give you realistic timelines. Again, we always get those questions. If I want to become CMMC level 1 compliant, how long is it going to take me? If I want to become CMMC level 2 compliant, how long is it going to take me? We can tell you what the average time is. There are some people that think that, well, I'm going to bid for a contract and I need to be CMMC level 2 compliant, so I can get that done in the next few weeks. That is not a reasonable expectation, I can tell you that. You really do need to understand that there's going to be a time component. There's going to be a level of effort that's going to need to go into things. The more resources you could put toward it, the shorter the time frame could be. But there are our cyber advisors are here to let you know what the reasonable expectations on those timelines are, because we want to make sure that you are ready to go. Because again, when you take a look at that Federal Register, and you take a look at that announcement that came out, we had some dates that we had one coming up in 2025, and then I believe the other one was in 2027, if I'm not mistaken. As of 2025, October of 2025, the contract could call for you to have a certain level of CMMC compliance if you're trying to bid on that DoD contract. It is up to the contracting officer. It will be part of the RFP. It will be spelled out for you. It is optional. But it is optional for them to require it. But if they do require it, you're going to need that level. If we go further down the line, it no longer becomes optional. So we want to make sure, again, that you are understanding that there is a journey that you are going to need to take. Cybersecurity is not a destination. It is a journey. Things are constantly evolving. Threat actors are constantly evolving. The tactics that they're using are constantly evolving. The technology is constantly evolving. I mean, how many of us ever thought that AI was going to be where it is right now? I was just driving a connected vehicle the last several days, where you're able to just sort of take your hands off the wheel and hope for the best, and it works. But those connected vehicles, that's new technology. It's a new area where threat actors could really come in and wreak havoc, and particularly on the manufacturing side. Recently, we were talking to companies that we're saying we're looking for a cloud environment that is going to be secure so that we can bid on federal contracts, or we have this software that is run, and we have to have it connected to the internet, because the software that runs our manufacturing equipment has to be updated. So it has to be connected to the internet, but that's the only time it's connected, when we're updating it. So since it's only connected to the internet when we're updating it, there's no real threat, is there? Yes, there is a threat, and the threat is real. And we want to make sure that you avoid that at all costs. So again, I hope that this journey has been extraordinarily helpful. If you are someone who has not visited the Project Spectrum platform in a while, you have to see that this is worlds different than what you used to see when you used to log in. If you're someone who has visited recently, hopefully now you understand all of the new areas, all of the new little niches that we have put into this, all of the work that we have put into this to make sure that you are getting the most out of the platform. And again, all of this is available at no cost to you. So as we are wrapping up, because we only have 3 minutes left, again, I want to implore you, if you have questions, go to the Project Spectrum site, register for your account. It is very easy to do. Click on that question mark in the lower right-hand part of your screen. That is where you can ask us those questions. If it's something that our technical folks need to help out with, they will help out with it. If it is something our cyber advisors need to help out with, they will help out with it. If you're not connected with us on LinkedIn, please do so at your earliest convenience. That's where you're going to get a lot of great information. As we continue to build upon the successes that we have had with Project Spectrum, we have had companies that have utilized our platform, self-paced, no cost. They get what they need to be part of the defense industrial base. We want you to do the same if that is your goal. And we want to make sure that we're helping you reach that goal. So again, We are definitely here to help. We are here to answer your questions. We're here to provide you with the tools, training, and resources that you need. And we are always here to listen. So whether it's a question or whether it's just feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We certainly would love to hear from you. So with that, I'm going to say that now that we've reached the end of the hour, as you've been asking questions, our folks have been answering them. If there's a question that was not answered, please make sure that you're reaching out to us through our dedicated help tool. If you have not registered for Project Spectrum, make sure you do so. If you are registered for Project Spectrum, make sure that you're going through our new iteration of our site because, again, a lot of great stuff there and still more to come. So with that, at 1:59 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to say that we have made it through the entire hour. Again, we are certainly thankful for you joining us today. We hope that this has been very beneficial for you, and we look forward to helping you along your cybersecurity compliance journey. Thank you so much, and have yourself a great day and a fantastic weekend.